Hey, I'm looking for a candidate to hire, and the experience they need to have is this. They need to have sold purple colored office chairs. That's the only candidates I'll talk to. For those of you listening to this episode of the Riderflex podcast, you know that Riderflex is a recruiting firm, right? So clients, companies hire us to find candidates to fill jobs. I always love it when the client calls and says, I need this specific person that has done this specific thing. And if they don't have that, we can't hire them no matter what. Now, if you're recruiting, I don't know, brain surgeons or astronauts, okay. Yeah. I mean, there are a few things where you need to have that exact experience, right? But really, for the most part, if you have the right soft skills, you can transition almost to any type of function or industry with the right person. I've seen it a million times. Let me use my own career as an example. I started in retail in a convenience store setting. So I was a retail convenience store manager. Then I switched to, what did I jump to? I think I switched to lotions and candles when I sold lotions and candles for a retailer. Then I moved to apparel and I was over apparel specialty retail companies. Then I jumped to wholesale bedding plants, not retail, greenhouse wholesale bedding plants, giant greenhouse facility that sold plants to like Lowe's and Walmart. I learned the wholesale business. I learned the plant business. Then I went back to wholesale and franchising and retail apparel, believe it or not. Then I went to furniture. Then I went to cannabis for a little bit. And then after that, guess what? Started a recruiting firm. I mean, how many of you, think about your own career, right? You've jumped from different types of functions or different types of industries, et cetera, different types of products or services. I mean, many of you listening to this podcast, you were given an opportunity to move into a job, into something you didn't really have experience with, but you had the right people skills or the soft skills, or you knew somebody that gave you a shot, et cetera, and you ended up doing just fine. Then now you're a hiring manager and you call us Riderflex and you say, I want a salesperson that has sold purple office chairs. And I call you back and I say, listen, I got the right candidate for you. This person has been in appliance sales for 20 years. They're super awesome, great references. I know somebody that knows them, et cetera. Great resume. And you're like, no. He hasn't sold purple office chairs. If he's only sold dishwashers and washing machines, et cetera, there's no way he can sell purple office chairs. That's, and then I want to like bang you over the head. I want to, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about, Mr. and Mrs. Client? When we get that, I just like, stop it. Just stop it. Okay, stop it. If you meet the right candidate that has the right soft skills, communication, planning, organization, general background, references, personality, fits your company culture, all of that stuff, you should really take a hard look at the candidate. Stop getting so specific with candidates, especially when you've only seen the paperwork on them. And that's really the key here. If a good recruiter is presenting a candidate to you, the hiring manager, that's because the recruiter has talked to this person. They've vetted this person beyond the LinkedIn and resume, right? They know that they fit what you're looking for, not just from a skill set perspective, but from a culture and personality and all the rest of it. So don't just glance at the resume, look down and go, oh, I don't see purple office chairs on here. I can't talk to Johnny. Okay, stop doing that. Trust the recruiting resource you're using, whether it's internal or external, And if they say, hey, you should talk to this person, then you probably should. And remember your own career. Think back, especially you business owners. Those are the worst, right? Somebody was like a IT executive for 20 years, and then they bought like I don't know, a pet food store or something. and they did really well. They transitioned into being an owner of a pet food store. But then when they're hiring people, they're like, oh, I can only talk to people with pet food experience. And so you're like, bro, you didn't have pet food experience before you bought the store. Like, what are you talking about? And there is your Riderflex tip of the day.